Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Cash Flow Club. And today I want to talk to you about something that's near and dear to my heart, and that's workshops. Now, I just want to say this for context. This is not a promise of what's to come, but the reason I love workshops is if you're growing a business or you're established and you want to grow, or you're starting out and you want to grow, the single fastest way I know of is obviously through referrals. And the best way I know to accelerate referrals is through workshops. We'll get into this in more detail in other conversations, but for now, I just want you to understand that the beautiful thing about workshops, I don't care what kind of local business you are, you can run local workshops and grow your business. And if you're a virtual or a cyber business, you can run online workshops to grow your business. Beautiful thing is you can have a combination of both. Now, I worked with a fitness studio and they were struggling to make ends meet. They wanted to grow their client base, but with the right people. And what we did was we implemented a workshop program. And these numbers may not seem like they're big to you, but they were big for the fitness studio. Um, with the workshops, they're making about $2,500 a month, charging for attendance, which was nice. And it was good cash. It paid for a lot of things, covered some overhead. But most importantly, it helped them identify the best potential clients and bring them in. And the best part was the overhead was covered because basically for these workshops, they were able to host it in their facility. The other thing was they brought in friends. So, fitness studio, fitness gym, they brought in people who talked about wellness, talked about optimizing diet, nutrition, mental health, things like that. And basically, what they did was the agreement the speaker came in, they got to speak for free on condition that they invited their client base. Now, the host facility, they charged a $50 a head entry fee. It was not a huge fee, but it was just enough that it filtered out the tire kickers and, the time wasters. And basically, for $50 a head, they were able to bring in a lot of great people. And usually the mix of the room was about 50% from the speaker, 50% from the gym. So the speakers won because they got access to a new client base. The gym won because it got access to a new client base. And more importantly, the community benefited because people learned things of value. Um, now, I think it was $50 a head, but that's not the point. The point is a good workshop brings in people. And I'm going to teach you the 12-day business growth challenge. And the reality is, I think a lot of people struggle with this because they think, I don't know what the first step is. They don't know how to put on workshops. So, my goal in the 12-day challenge is to teach you how to run a workshop. Now, there's two ways to approach this. One, you can copy what I'm doing and do your own workshops. Or two, you can play along with me and you can invite people to one of my workshops. Either way, we both win because your people are going to learn something from me. I'm going to learn something from you. We're going to share content. I'm going to get new clients and I'm bringing people. So there's a chance you're going to get clients as well. So that's my number one thing with a workshop is I always do it with a friend. Um, a workshop can be a burden if we do it ourselves, but if we do it with other people, many hands make light work. Now, 12 is a magic number in my world, and the reason is really simple. There's 12 months in the year. I like the 12-day business growth challenge because that gives me the rest of the month to relax. So 12 is important. And we're going to talk about 12 key strategic partners. So there's a theme here, and it's really just to keep it simple. So, what we're going to cover is the 12-day business growth challenge. This is more, ironically, a workshop on how to do workshops. It's longer because of that, but basically, I'm going to walk you through what this looks like. Now, I'm going to give you the highlights because there's a detailed document that you can watch and review after the fact. But this will be my first tutorial. So if you're a local business, and let's pretend we're accounting firms, for example, if you're a local business and you want to grow, the reason I like use the number 12 months in the year, you host a workshop, and then the other 11 months of the year, you bring in guests to co-host workshops. I can't stress that enough. Everybody's trying to build their business in isolation on their own. That is a lot of work. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on partnerships, building relationships. And by the way, most local businesses I know, especially accountants, you probably already have these connections. So instead of creating something new, we're going to build those relationships. And I just want to address up front, people say, well, should I pay referral fees, or, I don't get reciprocity. Here's the deal. You reach out to 12 people, oh, sorry, 11 people. You're number 12, you're number 1 or 12, either way you look at it. Reach out to 11 people and say, I'm doing a workshop series for my clients. I would be honored if you'd be open to speaking at it. And what I'm willing to bring to the table is bring my clients and invite them. I'm looking for strategic partners who will reciprocate and invite their clients. So it's got to be win-win or no deal. So let's talk about the logistics of the 12-day challenge. And like I said, this is a lengthy episode because I want to teach you everything. This is not one of those I promise to teach you and then I spend all the time selling you. There's nothing to buy here. All I'm going to convince you of, actually, that's a lie. I'm sorry. What you need to buy is the concept that workshops work. If you don't buy into that, stop now, because that is the premise of this. So, for what it's worth, the reason I do workshops, number one, I love to educate people. Number two, I can do marketing and sales, but I don't like it. I feel like there's too many tricks and there's um, too much deception. So here's the thing. I teach what I teach, and people either love it or hate it. For those of you who hate it, I'm not your person. Please keep going. For those who love it, come on in. Let's have a chat. So I'm going to teach you in the next hour-ish everything I know about workshops that I can fit into the hour. But I'm going to use the framework of the 12-day challenge so I don't overwhelm you. Now, what I want you to understand is take baby steps. This doesn't have to be jump in and do it all today. It can be and should be slow and steady. And by the way, what I do with these is I do a 12-day challenge. I start usually on the first of the month, and I commit myself to doing it for 12 consecutive days. Now, for those of you who take weekends off or those of you who have family commitments, I totally get it. Don't let that stop you. So this is actually laid out, and I promise you most of this is literally 15 minutes a day. Now, if you don't want to work weekends, you can do the extra work on a Friday or on a Monday, or I've had some keeners who sit down. Between you and me, I can do this in about an hour. So be focused, and honestly, just if you're not sure about this, my advice is schedule an hour and see how far you get. If you're seeing value in it, then schedule another hour. Or like I said, I put in the first day takes about 30 minutes, second day takes about 15. It's not rocket science. This is super simple, and that's my big pet peeve. A lot of people out there overcomplicate. So I'm in the keep it super simple category. I love the KISS principle. So keep it super simple. All right, let's get into the 12-day growth challenge. First, I'm going to walk you through what we're going to do, and then I'll walk you through exactly what you need to do. So day one, surprise, surprise, if you've heard me talk about anything at all, you know that I rant about key strategic partners. and key strategic partnerships. The whole point of a key strategic partner is have synergy with your business. They're not a direct competitor. We'll get into that. I don't actually believe in the term competitor, but for a lot of people, they can't wrap their head around working with what they conceive as a or perceive as a competitor. So I'll say non-competitive strategic partners who serve the same clients you do. Now, what makes it a partnership is not that you split revenue or you pay each other. What makes it a partnership is that you're in it for a mutual win. And I usually go for at least the triple win. Bonus marks if you can get a quintuple win. But the triple win is I win by growing my business, my strategic partners win by growing their business, and our common community of prospects wins when we collaborate and share information. And by the way, if you're not one of those collaborative sharing information people, stop now because this will not work for you.